you for joining us on the program Haske Lights. I'm here with Lebio. And like you always know that we love to have this program in bilingual, having the bilingual, having English, having Hausa. And this night, we apologize that Abdullah is unavoidably absent, but some other time he's going to join us. So we are going to have the English, very interesting one that you will not regret staying with us. Because there's this slogan that when you see something, you say something. At times we are the enemies of ourselves because we do not say what affects us negatively and look for a solution. Sometimes we think we just want the government to do everything. There are organizations, there are individuals, there are bodies, and there are communities where we live in that as we see something, we should say something. So that is what we are going to dive into today. Even as we have here this evening an organization talking about the Hisbah Islamic organization here in Sokoto, already doing something interesting just to make life easy for us. And I have with me the Director General Sokoto State Hisbah Board. I'm talking about Malam Nura Abdullah Atajir. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much for having me.
We would want to know first the focus of the Hisbah Board.
So, in the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful, actually, let me start by the literal definition of Hisbah. Hisbah is an Arabic word, and literally it means accountability. And when we go to the real meaning of Hisbah, it's an Islamic organization which is in charge of enjoining good things and prohibiting the evils. And according to the law which was established in Sokoto State by the Sokoto government, initially we have many Hisbahs. Previous Hisbah, 1, 2, 3. But most of them, you know, they are NGOs. Okay. They just registered with Corporate Affairs Commission. And the Hisbah, which is formally, established by the Sokoto State government after due process, passed a law by the House of Assembly and signed by the governor, which is the president Hisbah. So we can consider the Sokoto Hisbah but as the best Hisbah in the state. Many states they have Hisbah, some NGOs, some endorsed by the various state governments. In Sokoto State, it is endorsed by the governor, and it was established, or it was commission on the 21st of November 2024, just about a year now. And our office is just along Novamas Road. The Hisbah, it comprises of 3 segments, or 3 units. We have department, board, that is the board members. They sit on monthly basis, and they are the one, you know, making the policies of the board. Then the director and managing the affairs of the Hisbah. The board consists of about 15 members, which includes security operatives, religious leaders, women representatives, and security operatives, judiciary, local government. So the 15 members, they compose of all these members from different organizations. So that's how they form the board. And being the Director General, I have about 6 directors under my office. We have another department or unit which we call command unit, those who are having uniform, who are enforcing law.
So there are some that will even work quietly without uniform, and we don't know.
Okay, what we are trying to say here, under the command unit, we have intelligence units. Those who don't used to put uniform, they don't used to wear any kind of uniform that can identify them as the members of the Hisbah, so that they can get information, intelligent information. So they are the one we used to send for intelligence gathering, information for investigations. Then they will report to the commander, then we send for enforcement. The enforcement, director enforcement will just take action. And we are working very closely with the Ministry of Justice. What we are doing, we are working closely. The board is directly under the Ministry of Religious Affairs. And we work together and directly we have director law, and in the mix of the board we have a lawyer too from the Ministry of Justice. So that's how we are running.
So in a nutshell, would you permit me to say is a board that ensures sanity and sensitization?
Exactly. We have a lot of function. The board has function. Part of the function is take every measures necessary to sensitize and sanitize the society of all social vices, all social vices, all crimes that are prohibited by the law.
Okay.
It's part of
because I was going to ask you, what is the standard to which we know what is right and wrong in the society as is acceptable and as Hisbah sees it, so that there wouldn't be conflict. No, but now I like that you said it's still within the frame of the law.
We are working closely with all the relevant security operatives, police. That's why our board members, there is representative of our commission of police, there is representative from DSS, there is representative from civil defense. So we have, we have all segments in the mix. So actually, before we take any measures, before we take any action, we make consultations. And sometimes, even during the inauguration, His Excellency, the governor mentioned, Hisbah is not opponent of all the security officers. We are the partners in progress. We are partners, and they should not consider us as the enemies or...
there shouldn't be conflict at any point.
So that's why we are working together, actually.
Okay,
apart from that, also, Hisbah is also part of the function is to ensure all ceremonies and anniversaries are carried out in accordance with the law. Because we find a situation whereby they abuse the law during festivities, during anniversaries. So actually, Hisbah is part of its function, and even dress code is part of our activities. It's part of the function of Sokoto State.
And so far as you have clocked like 1 year now in the state, what achievements are there in that we would know that Hisbah has tried to sensitize and to sanitize the state?
So actually, we thank God, we have achieved a lot. Number one, I could recall, if you can remember, some months back, we intercepted, a lot of alcohol, about 2,400 bottles of alcohol in Sokoto State main garage, and we went in Lila and we intercepted about 500 cartons.
500
cartons of alcohol. And we get, as we are working along with the law, we seek for court order, prohibition. That is, we requested for a court order to destroy the commodity, which were granted by the Ministry of Justice, by the court, and we went and destroyed it. So it's part of the sanitization of the society, because assuming this bulk of commodity entered into the hand of the consumers, when they take it, because when we even arrested, intercepted some, what do you call it, dagger, some of the drugs that are largely abused in the society. We have been intercepting them and we have been destroying them. And apart from that, there is one...
You decide to destroy those drugs yourself. Wouldn't you think you should hand them to the NDLA or something? You don't work that way, since there's a synergy.
There is synergy, but the order allowed us to destroy it. We have a provision. Mostly we seek for court order. We even NDLA, they have to seek for court order before they destroy it. And we too, we seek for court order before we destroy any commodity which we call of that nature. And apart from that, there is one lodge where most of our teenagers are being abused along Shagari Road, Sokoto. So that was the community reported the issue to us, and we use our intelligence. When they make their intelligence reports to the commander, and the order for the closure of the lodge. Yeah, which actually the people in the area, this is the lodge was there for over 40 years.
40 years?
40 years.
Operating.
And most of the children, sometimes they see even students in their uniforms. So people, they carry them down there. So even some street workers, girls, some people, they carry them to that lodge. So we are able to close it. And at the end of the day, even the owner, the landlord, the owner of the lodger, he even sold it out because he says he should not make such operation, such activity in the area. So he decided to sell it, and our board, intervened and mediate the selling of the property. And now the property belongs to somebody who is making positive use of the facility.
You did mention functions like ceremonies. Do you mean the Hisbah has a way of monitoring our ceremonies?
For example, now it's a popular program, ceremonies which just recently introduced by some of our main people. They call it Grand Kauyawadi during ceremonies, where you find our girls, teenagers, they put very short clothes and mix with children, and they mix with boys.
Okay, I was thinking that ceremony, that Kauyawadi is known as like a traditional ceremony.
It's not traditional.
Or did they just call it?
They just call it because they are just abusing ceremonies. If you call just back, during festival, was marital ceremonies, male make their own different, and female make their own different with that. But now they mix, and if you look how they are doing it, they normally go to bush or uncompleted buildings. And what we realize, sometimes they use they abuse drugs during, they even sometimes mix drugs with other substances, and mix it with some of the drinks during the ceremonies, which most of the girls, when they took it, they will just lose their sense, so that they can abuse them in that activities. So we realize a lot of social biases in the ceremonies.
Kauyawadi,
is cancelled. It's not even initially. It is not allowed. It is not allowed. Kauyawadi is not allowed here.
Are you telling us that any wedding ceremony that has that now?
If we got information, we arrest. We make arrest and we take the issue to the relevant organization. It's not allowed actually.
Okay, and I think our viewers are listening to this.
It's not allowed actually.
Let's look at the very trending activity of the Hisbah now in Sokoto State that has to do with food pricing, and we are hearing what is happening. But the DG is here, and we need you to tell us what informed this and what actually is Hisbah doing as regards food pricing.
So actually, as I made mention, even apart from social vices, even business interaction and relationship between customer and between the seller and the buyer. So there is a tradition of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, lateral or lateral. Nobody should cheat any other person. And you made mention, if you see something, say something.
Yeah, if you see something.
So that is the tradition of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Mara aminkum man karam faligayu biyadi, fa illam yattadi fa bilisani, fa illam yattadi fa kalbi. So when one of you see any kind of evil, you should try to avoid it or to prevent it with his hand. Those who have power, that is our leaders. So even Hisbah, it has that power. We can enforce law. to prevent such crimes or whatever you see which is not supposed to be happening. Then secondly, if you have no, power to do so, you can use your mouth. So our religious leaders, that's why they are making sermons, they are making preachings, and you too, you are doing your own media, you are voicing, what should do and what should not be done. And if you don't have any power, you don't have hand, you don't have power to use hand, you don't have power to use your mouth, then you feel it and you dislike it.
So let's see how it affects food pricing.
Food pricing, what we realized actually in the previous years, let's say 1-2 years ago, the life was very costly. People were crying of higher inflation of all items. For example, when we look at many people related to it, particularly fellow commentators, you are in different discussion. Some related with the withdrawal of subsidy. Okay. Some related with the COVID-19. Okay. Some related with the insecurity faced by the country. Most of the farmers were displaced, and some related with even the war between Ukraine and Russia, because some of the food items are the major supplies globally. So each and everyone has its own, and some related with the exporting our food items to neighboring countries.
But the bottom line is this:
the bottom line is inflation. Apart from that, somewhat many people, whole Nigerians, they turn back to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. They were praying in mosques, in churches, in praying in different places for the mercy of God Almighty. So somewhat, God answered our prayers.
Against us.
So answered our prayers, and significantly, the food items, commodity dropped significantly, some by 50%, some by 40%, some by even 60-70%.
Can you give us some data?
So actually, on 28th September, that is just last month, I myself, personally, I went around, I make survey in our market here. Yeah. So what I got to understand, during the survey, a bag of rice, which we call traditional package of rice, which is called shantali. Okay. So it was sold at 180,000 naira as of last year. Okay. But now it is just about 80 to 90,000 naira. Okay. So you see the difference is over 50%.
Yeah, my director is giving me signal, so we have to run.
So actually, most of these items, when you cut a bullet, the price was about 130 last year, but now it is just about 40,000, 30 to 40,000. When you talk about maize, when you talk about even beans was about 200,000.
Now?
No, as of last year. But now it is just about 60 to 70,000. Okay. So you see the difference of about 60%.
Yeah.
But the major problem is what we come to understand, the vendors and the roadside street hawkers, the restaurants, most of them, they didn't review the prices. Okay. They didn't increase the size. They didn't improve the quality. They didn't reduce the money. So this
and they are buying
cheaper, but they are selling with the previous price. So that's what makes us to meet with the relevant stakeholders. After meeting with the relevant stakeholders, we invited all those who concerned. We met with them about over 400 participants participated, and after that we invited we went around and see whether the traders, the vendors, the restaurant can review their prices. So that's what we did just last week, just about 2 days ago. And some actually we appreciated what they have done, and some yet they didn't review the price.
So what's happening to those that are not reviewing the prices?
So actually, hence we don't have law to close their shops. We don't have law to arrest them. There is not any law. What we intend to do, we are going to have a meeting and write to the state government, to relevant organizations, and make our own, after making our own observation, we make some recommendations for intervention maybe by the government. or relevant organizations.
How can community themselves help one another? Because
So
I did say something, say something.
Not only saying something, do something.
Do something. So
sometimes, not only to say something, but you do something. Okay. What I'm always encouraging, town hall meeting. Let's community, make the spirit of having town hall meeting, discussing issues affecting the area, including how vendors and provision stores are selling items for them.
Yeah.
So that from there, they know how they are buying this from market.
Yes.
They know how they are selling it to them. They know how a movie is cost. They know how it's supposed to be sold to them. Even sugar, flour, and other essential commodities. So what we are expecting from them, let them be holding meeting, discussing issues affecting the area, and providing solutions. Okay. For example, now if they can make cooperative shop, they can contribute. Somebody will give 50,000, somebody 100,000, somebody 20,000, somebody even 500,000. They can make a shop, cooperative shop within their community, so that they can be buying. They can even get job for other our esteemed youth who are just
job seekers.
Job seekers, so that they can form a committee that can be monitoring the activities of the shop. So they can buy some their items from market. So they can add profit of maybe 5% or 10% for their own consumption, and to make sure the business sustains. Job seeker got job, and they got item and they subsidized.
And even those that are selling very expensive,
exactly, they must drop the price. And those who are making maybe masa in the area or
restaurant. A story exactly.
Yes, there was a time when we had a program on radio program. Somebody just said there was a cake seller, this beans cake, yes. So they asked her, why is this beans dropped down, or even cooking oil dropped down, everything dropped down, but yet you maintain the size, this price. Okay. So she those who want to buy, let them buy. Those who don't want to buy, let them go. So what they did, they just identify somebody and give her just some money. Empower her, she establish the business and just leave her. So I said that's what we are, and people should be asking questions. Let's be asking questions. Why is this? Why is that? Why is this? Why is that? Then from there, people will make sure, but they are taking advantage of ignorance of people or of our attitude, non-talent attitude. We don't used to ask questions. So that's why most of these people, they are doing what they are doing. But now I believe we created awareness, and people now are asking questions, and we thank media, this TV, radio, and other social media. They created awareness. They help us in this regard, and we created awareness among the society.
I think lastly, I want to ask you, who are the stakeholders? Because this is a sensitive job to do.
So actually, the major stakeholders, number one, Traders Association of Nigeria. We have been working with their chairman, Alhaji Abubakar Chika Sarki Gishiri, and there is Matan, Market Traders Association of Nigeria, Sokoto State chapter. We collaborated with them. There is Ministry of Commerce and Industries. There is Sokoto State Chamber of Commerce. We are all collaborating with this commodity board and Ministry of Agriculture. We even invited Ministry of Fisheries, and Animal Health. So actually, all these are the major stakeholders in this area. So that's why, and even our traditional institutions and our religious leaders, because they make sermons during Jumat's prayers, and they make preaches in different places.
Well, I will always say time is our friend, and my director is giving signal that it's just time up. But the DG, Hisbah Sokoto, has just told us that when we see something and have to say something beyond saying something, we should do something. And it's commendable that Hisbah in Sokoto State is helping to put price control, especially on food, which is very important. Thank you, Malam Nuhu Atajiri, the DG Hisbah Sokoto State. Well, this is how beautiful it's been this week. As we see something and say something, let us take action. Let's consider one another as we do our businesses. Goodbye.
From the ancient seat of the great Sokoto Caliphate, a land of heritage, honor, and timeless culture. You are warmly invited to the 2025 Sokoto Cultural Festival, proudly hosted by NTA Sokoto in collaboration with the Ministry for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs. Cultural envoy from all 23 local government areas will gather for a 2-day grand exhibition celebrating identity, history, and the beauty of our diversity. Theme: the value of our differences. Experience thrilling cultural performance, a special cultural heritage exhibition, and the rich tradition of the Sokoto resident communities. Special guest of honor, Senator Aliyu Magatakar Dawamako, Senator representing Sokoto North Senatorial District, Chairman of the occasion, Ibrahim Dede Adari, Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Sokoto State, Dalla Tungubir, Garkuan NTA, Royal Father of the Day, His Eminence, the Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Muhammad Saad Abubakar, CFR, MNI. Special guests, Muhammad Megadi Dingyadi, Minister for Labor and Employment, Bella Muhammad Gwaranyu, Minister for State Works, Ambassador Sahabi Isagada. Chief host, His Excellency Dr. Ahmad Ali Sokoto, FCNA, FCIT, Governor of Sokoto. Host, Salihu Abdulhamid Dembos, DGNTA. Date, 15th to 16th of November 2025. Venue, NTA Sokoto premises. Be there. Be an ambassador of culture and tradition. From the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA Sokoto.
Sarkin musulmi Muhammadu Sa'adu ya gadi hadi